What's going on, everybody? It's Dylan Ross Save Sports, and we are live for the first time in a little bit. I know we are a little late today. It's going to be a quick 30-minute episode today, but we had to get something here for you because we wanted to, because we have a lot of exciting stuff, because we had football this past weekend. We have football tonight, and so you know what that means. We didn't get a Football Friday episode in, Dylan, so this is Football Monday. Football Monday. Are you good? Are you there?
Yeah. I'm just
Are you vibing?
I'm vibing, dancing, living my life. Let me chill. All right, Ross. Before we get into football Monday, I do want to share.
Of course.
I want to share. I have two favorite things from Twitter that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Neither of them football related, but
all right,
just to get us in the mood.
Perfect for Football Monday, you know.
Just to get us into the mood, Ross. This video has been cracking me up, and I just wanted to share it. It's so funny. It is two commentate. It's one. There's something I love, Ross. It's one of the top tiers of comedy for me. It's people not in the conversation commenting and acting like they're talking for two people you can't hear.
Yes.
So these are some baseball commentators mimicking a conversation that is probably definitely happening over the break of a baseball game.
He's telling her how he used to do it. Yeah, I remember when I was in high school. I threw that nasty curveball. Should have seen him. Had big rotation on it. Yeah, I'll show you pictures when we get back home. Got some video too. It's black and white, but it's going to be great. You know what I mean?
She's not buying it either, is she?
No. Please stop talking.
You know what?
Please stop talking. Really? Yeah, I mean, I was great. You should have said I could have gone pro, but had an argument with a coach, and we didn't quite see eye to eye.
Yeah, that trick elbow got me.
He didn't like that I wore my hat backwards. He's telling her how he used to do it.
Oh,
he didn't like that I had my hat.
There was a different clip there. There was a different clip. That was a different clip I had saw. It goes a little bit further. He was like, but they close it with, All-Star games. They're all politics. Just like the most cliche.
That's so good. I love those.
And lastly, Ross, something that me and you are excited for is the new Candyman movie. You excited for the new Candyman movie?
Yes, Ross? I am. I'm very excited for the new Candyman movie. All right.
Well, they released a new trailer, but there's only one way to watch it, Ross.
Okay.
You have to go to the Candyman website and say Candyman 5 times into your phone.
No.
So no one's going to be watching that trailer. They're just going to wait for the movie.
I'm going to just wait till you watch the movie. I'm not messing with that. That's such a cool idea, though.
Yeah. Ain't no way I'm saying Candyman 5 times into my phone.
Basically, your phone is kind of a mirror, so I'm not messing with
I
all
know.
that.
Nah.
I'm not messing with all that.
Nah, I'm good.
Cool, G.
Nah, yeah, I'm going to reach out to my friend in Chicago and tell him to do it.
Yes, there you go. That's a great marketing tool, though. I love that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
That's outstanding. Outstanding.
So those are my favorite things from Twitter, Ross.
Love them. Never been happier.
Never been happier. Okay, cool. What you got going on?
Busy business dude over here. Me, that's who I am. Staying busy, bringing the business. That's all I got. That's all I got. I am very excited, Dylan. We get Monday Night Football tonight. It's preseason, but you know what? I don't care because it's an exciting preseason game with the New Orleans Saints going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, we're very invested in this game, not only because it's the New Orleans Saints, but also because this could be the deciding factor between the New Orleans Saints quarterback competition.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about who you want to win, who I want to win. There's only one thing, Ross. I want a good quarterback going into the season. That's all I really care about.
That's it. People have asked me that too. I said, I have been pretty consistently team Jameis Winston. I have been. That is just a truth about me. But the fact of the matter is that I'll be happy for either one of these guys to win this job because to me,
Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, this for me, they are. They are all about the getting. Sean Payton is the deciding factor for me in all cases. In all cases, deciding factor for me. So I think that that's the big piece to me, is why I don't really find myself too entirely invested in one quarterback over the other. I think they're going to pick whoever is best to do the job, and Sean Payton, being one of the best coaches in the NFL, is going to help them do that job. That's cool for me.
Yeah, Gucci. I just want someone good. That's all I really care about.
That's it. We'll get back to that game here in a little bit. We're also going to talk a bit about the games we had this weekend, some standout performances, particularly from young players over the course of the last week, basically weekend, if you will. Mm-hmm. But first, Dylan, this is something I've been wanting to talk to you about for quite a while. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it was a question that came up not too long ago that I thought was a really interesting question, and I'm going to ask you that question now, and I'm excited to hear your answer, and we'll discuss.
Okay.
In fact, while I'm talking about this, go ahead and pull up a list of all 32 NFL teams.
Okay.
Particularly one where you can see the team name that has city and the mascot. Right?
I just need city and mascot?
Yeah. So you don't want it to just be Miami, right? It should be Miami Dolphins, right? Philadelphia Eagles. You want to make sure you can see everybody.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Looking at all of those mascots.
Uh-huh.
If any team could have a 12th player on the field that was their mascot, who has the best team?
Because
I think there's a clear answer, but I don't want to jump straight to the clear answer yet. I kind of want to talk through some of these, because some of them are like you would think, right? Like the Chicago Bears having a bear. It's a pretty good one. Arizona Cardinals.
See, Ross, could the 12th player be a football team?
This is okay. I'm glad that we went here, right? Because now you have the Washington football team.
So is your 12th player the entire 53-man roster?
I think it would have to be. I think it would have to be, because it can't just be
everyone.
Yeah, it can't just be 23 players, right? Or 22 players or whatever. Mm-hmm. It would have to be the 11 players on the field plus those 11 players and the other 42.
Yeah.
Again, right?
So
like, you would effectively at that point.
Much?
Is it too much? And then does it cause you trouble? Right, exactly. Because then you've got 64 players on the field on offense and defense.
And those divas, the personalities are going to be hard.
Yeah.
But then, Ross, you get two scary Terrys.
You do get two scary Terrys. But you also get two Ryan Fitzpatricks.
Oh, man. Ooh. Or you get two Ryan Fitzpatricks just lateraling to each other and then have them throw.
You just never know which Ryan Fitzpatrick, which pair of Fitzpatricks is going to show up. Are you getting a pair of Fitzmagics or a pair of Fitztragics?
Or, you have two chances to get a Fitzmagic or a Fitztragic.
Right.
So, you never know.
Offsetting penalties, they cancel each other out.
All right, so let's talk about the ones that is a no-go. Seahawks, no.
No, nothing like Seahawks, Falcons, Cardinals, all gone. Saints, gone.
Yeah, Saints, gone. Sorry. 49ers, why would you want a bunch of minors on the field? They're not even 18 yet.
Really good one. Thank
you. Dolphins, it's above. It's its own land. Sorry,
yeah,
Dolphins.
That's not going to work out.
Los Angeles Chargers. Those are They're the Bronco. Like the Charger mascot is a Bronco, right?
Yes, there'd be another horse. It would be.
So we can knock both the Bronco teams out.
I think so. Yeah.
It's funny. Not enough people talk about how there are two Broncos teams, because the Chargers mascot is also a Bronco. Mm-hmm. Right? Isn't it?
Yep.
Or is it just a different kind of horse?
Or is it just
I'm pretty sure it's a Bronco. Las Vegas Raiders. No. Oh, Ross, how funny is it that the Raiders tried to trade for Khalil Mack this offseason?
Too good.
And Ross, the Raiders have 6 more years on John Gruden's contract. Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I'm not too. I mean,
what's a Packer?
Let's find out. Okay, so what is a Packer? Okay, so according to Google, when Curly Lambeau formed the Sandlot football team in his hometown of Green Bay. At the time, he was working at a local meat packing plant, Indian Packing Company. Woof, that's something I wish I wouldn't have read out loud. Packing, excuse me, said sure, yeah, whatever. Okay, so basically, it's meat packing.
Okay.
So you have an additional guy. You have a 12th guy basically on either side of the field there,
and he's not a trained. So the Cleveland Browns, you would get Paul Brown,
or a small bulldog.
No, I mean their mascot. I mean they're named after Paul Brown.
Right. Yeah, you would just get Paul Brown.
You would get Paul Brown. Don't think that'll help too much. He's not alive anymore.
No, not helpful right now.
The Falcons, no.
Nope.
Bills.
That's a pretty good one. You get a buffalo.
You just stick the football on a horn.
Right.
Have it run.
Right.
Might run out of bounds though. It doesn't know how to stay in the field.
Doesn't have a very good sense of direction.
Okay, here's an interesting one, Ross.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Giants are named after the San Francisco Giants, so you would get a baseball team.
And it's the same thing for the New York Jets. The New York Jets name was chosen because it rhymes with Mets, and so they were also named after the football team. However, you could also get a Jet.
The Bears are also named after the Cubs, but
all the same, really.
All the same. And I think the Cardinals are also named after the baseball team. No, the Cardinals are actually the Cardinals were named after the color red. So you would get a color patch on your team.
Just a big blob of red paint, basically. Tinted red paint. That's all you got.
The Tennessee Titans, you get like a literal God.
Right. Like here to me is where it's hard to make an argument against getting a literal Titan as your 12th person on offense and defense. Like that is a very hard thing to compete with to me. Like thank goodness they're not the Oilers.
Oh yeah, they'd be screwed.
Right. Because at best at best, you get a guy that was an Oiler. At worst, you get literal oil.
And in this case, you get 2 Derrick Henrys.
Yes, exactly. I never realized how appropriate it is that Derrick Henry plays for the Titans as a literal Titan himself.
I typed in Titans playing football. I don't know what I expected to get other than a bunch of Tennessee Titans.
Just screenshots of the Tennessee Titans.
No.
Yeah. So I feel like to me that's the one that there is the hardest argument against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's probably that. Or
now,
it's either that or the football team.
Right. I was gonna say if you rule out the Titans, I would say Washington football team is up there. I'd say that the Bears are up there.
Think of the blocking, Ross. You know we love some blocking. Think of the
blocking
an extra 53 men on the field can do for you in terms of blocking. Both Fitzpatricks will have all day to throw.
You literally just line up two deep in front of the quarterback, 2 lines deep in front of the quarterback, and then just let your other guys run routes. Four or 5 of them run routes, and then you're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I feel like Washington football team's up there. I feel like the Bears are up there because it's a bear. I feel like the Lions are up there, but I feel like a lion versus bear, I don't know which one would come out on top in that one. I guess it depends on like who scores first, right? Who scores first at that point. And then I think the the Bills, but having a legitimate Buffalo making tackles for you, that's pretty good.
Now, would the Baltimore Ravens get Edgar Allan Poe? Now, Ross, the real question is who would win in a fight?
Now, this is where it gets fun. Okay, so we're not talking about football anymore. We're talking about the literal fight. I think, and let's rule the Titans out of that, right?
Because it's just unfair.
Like, what do you do? Like, that's the boss, right?
I would also probably go. Could 53 dudes beat up a bear? Probably.
Probably. Like, I would still go Washington football team in that case. Like, could
You know what? The
52
one I would want to see then would be the 53 football players versus the 40 baseball players. Just a brawl.
And remember, you still have the starting 11 as well. So you have 64 football players, and then you have a baseball roster plus 11 men.
Yeah.
Plus 11 football players. That's basically, like, if you did that, that's basically like a street gang fight. Like, that's all that is. It's just a brawl. It's all it is. You just play ballroom blitz, and then see who comes out at the end with more people. Everything. But I would take the football team in that case, Washington football team. And I would also take the Washington football team against 11 guys in a bear. And I would take the Washington football team over 11 guys in a lion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would I would 100% take the Washington football team scenario over 11 guys and a pope.
Yeah, the Saints are screwed, man.
Yeah, man. Like, sorry. Them and Edgar Allan Poe, like, it's just, it's not happening. And the Browns, not happening.
You know who has no chance in any of these, Ross?
Who's that?
The Atlanta Falcons. So, I mean, whenever it comes to terms of naming their team,
I like to sit up there and say something that I've never said about an NFL team before. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons might be the dumbest.
So they don't
You know what's crazy to me?
What's that?
Every time Stephen A comes through on the show like that, he always says that he's going to say something that he's never said before, but he has said this so many times. You think he's just being nice?
What's that, Stephen A?
I like to sit up there and say something that I've never said about an NFL team before. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons might be the dumbest team.
So good. Are there any other teams that are worth like consideration in all of this? Who scores a touchdown first? I mean, the Washington football team. Washington football team. Or the Titans, right? Titan takes one step in the end zone. Very simple.
Or, I mean, hey, it could be the Indianapolis Colts, and you literally get a horseshoe. And I'd like to see what a football player, like, give Quentin a horseshoe. Quentin Nelson a horseshoe, just let him start smacking.
Yeah, don't even give him the horse. Just give him the literal emblem logo.
Yeah,
just give him the horseshoe,
and then just let him
go to town. Talk about downfield blocking. Jeez.
Sheesh.
It was a very good Colt impression. Houston Texans, no chance.
That's literally just a dude from Texas.
Right. New England Patriots, no chance. Miami Dolphins, no chance. Are the Dolphins the only water-based? Oh, no.
Seahawks.
Seahawks, I guess, right? Which is really nothing more than a, what do you call them? A
hawk?
No, it starts with an O.
Do not know.
Oh, it's a certain bird. Somebody will tell me.
Cardinal starts with a C.
Oh, what about the Carolina Panthers?
There we go.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no shot.
That was one of the stupidest jokes.
That was really good, though. That was really good. For people that didn't catch it, because it took me a second, so just in case people got it. People that didn't catch it, I said C-based. Starts with a C. Cardinals. That's okay. Anyway, a joke's never good unless you explain it, Dylan.
I agree.
Carolina Panthers. Jacksonville Jaguars.
They're kind of the same thing. Speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Ross, they're playing tonight.
Yeah, I would have never known.
Really?
Yeah,
Ross, that doesn't seem very appropriate, seeing as though the Saints are also playing, and you actually get paid to talk about the Saints.
Yeah, it was more so me making fun of the Jaguars' stupid social media post yesterday. Because they play too much, Dylan. They play too much
for a preseason game.
Chill.
Against a team that they've played 7 times in their history.
How many games they won?
2 of them things.
2 of them things. Jacksonville Jaguars.
And let me tell you, it ain't since Sean Payton been there.
Hey, question for you. Do you really feel like there's a legitimate quarterback battle going on right now between Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew, or is this all for TV?
I hope so.
It better all be for TV.
No, I hope it's real because that's so funny. That's so funny. Man,
Yeah, let's get
please
this
let me see
number one.
Please let me see Gardner Minshew starting week 1. You know who going to be the impetus of that, Ross?
Urban Meyer.
That New Orleans Saints defense coming for them boys, making Trevor Lawrence look bad.
Oh, I don't know, man.
The Saints are historically good at shutting down rookie quarterbacks.
I used to combat the whole rookie quarterbacks, New Orleans Saints. Like rookie quarterbacks always perform really well against the New Orleans Saints. And I used to combat that all the time. And then last year happened, and I was like, I'm just never opening my mouth about it again.
Mm-hmm. Hey Ross, you know how long the Saints went without giving up a 100-yard rusher?
Jeez,
Did they give up 2 of them things in one game?
That was the most useless streak ever.
It's just because of how bad the passing defense was that teams didn't have to run it that much.
But the other part of it was that I knew the streak had to come to an end, but you had to allow 2 people in the same game to break the streak. Like you couldn't just let it be Miles Sanders. Like it had to be Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. Come on, fam.
That's so funny. All right, Ross, what do you actually want to see tonight from both teams?
I want to see Travis Etienne for the Jacksonville Jaguars because we did get to see him last week. So are we going to see him? So I want to see that. Josh Allen is not going to be available on the defensive line. I'm hoping that means that Jameis Winston, who starts this game with the ones, gets time. They didn't really get a lot of pressure on yes, they had sacks and things like that in Baltimore, but I feel like both those quarterbacks had time. But Jameis took a smart sack last week, so on and so forth. And Taysom did that thing he does where he runs into pressure. So I would like to just continue to see good decision making. I would like to see Jameis, who has sort of teased the long ball these last couple of days in practice, had a 40-yard pass down the field to Deontay Harris, had an 80-yard touchdown to Chris Hogan.
Ross, as soon as Jameis completes a 45-yard plus pass in a game for the Saints, there will be bloodshed if he is not starting.
Yeah, if he does that, let's say he completes a 50-something yard pass downfield or whatever.
And against this team, it might.
Yeah, and it might happen here.
Did they draft Trevon Merrick?
They did not.
Who did?
I can't remember. I don't remember where Trayvon Merrick went.
Merrick,
sorry. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, he's on the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders? Oh. He going to get traded for some picks in a couple of years. And then they're going to be like, hey, remember that time we traded
Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking of that they drafted? I don't know. Keep talking about this game. I'll find out.
All right. I am. So I want to see
Andre Cisco.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. The second I started talking and I got back on it, I was like, he's going to find it right as I start talking. Yes, Andre Cisco, the ball hawk out of Syracuse.
Yeah. So we're going to see some Caleb on Chase on tonight, Ross. Well, I mean, continue the trend of former LSU players performing well against the Saints. Patrick Queen had a grand old time last week.
He had a really nice three play stretch in particular too. It looked really good. Yeah. So I think downfield passing from Jameis. Would love to see Taysom utilize his legs successfully, scrambling. He doesn't have to run or get hit or anything like that, but just extend plays, get the ball downfield. And I'd also like to see Taysom attack downfield a bit too, and do so with good timing so that he's not, underthrowing balls or throw balls to where the receivers have to pull up and come back towards it, things like that. So it has to do with timing and all. So I'd like to see those things when it comes to the quarterbacks, but. The rumor is that the team wants to be able to select their quarterback before the third preseason game. And if you've paid attention to the New Orleans Saints at all over the offseason, what you're saying right now is duh. Because it's pretty much been writing on the wall that that's what they wanted to do, right? But thankfully, Peter King was able to confirm that over at PFT with his column, Football Morning in America, which he does every week. Really great piece. And so I'm excited for this. But I also have, individual players all around this team that I want to see. I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence in the Superdome
on Monday night. Ross, I could not sleep at 3 a.m. last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I watched the LSU 2019 documentary, and it just made me feel so good. I slept like a baby after.
I still haven't watched that. Where can I find it?
It's on YouTube. It's just uploaded fully.
Dope.
It was really good. And it really put me right back in the ooh, yeah.
Ooh, slept like a baby.
Yeah, this feels good. That
like a baby.
Oh, slept like a baby.
Oh man.
Man.
Big fan. But I'm looking forward to it. What's your
is baby in a New Orleans accent the most pleasuring sound ever? Baby?
Baby. Right? Yeah, I guess so.
It's just a good sound, like a good sound.
I'm pretty partial to the sound of French fries being dropped in a hot oil though. Like that makes you feel pretty good.
I can go back to my horse accent there. Clop, 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 clop.
That's the Chargers horse right there.
That was them on their way from San Diego to Los Angeles.
Right. Oh, man.
Good for the brand. Friend of Whole Nine Sports, Reggie Gilliam scored 2 touchdowns.
Reggie Gilliam. Shout out.
Shout out Sledge.
Pretty dope.
All right,
so,
Ross.
What is your prediction for tonight's game?
The Saints are going to win 110 to little, very little. No, I think Jameis is going to win the job tonight.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it. I think he's well equipped to beat this defense, and I think it's going to accent his, accent what he does well. And fight what Taysom does well, because this is a very athletic defense,
right?
And I think that they'll be able to handle Taysom while not being the best in coverage. And Ross, Quan Baker deep tutty.
Ooh! One of my bold predictions was Paulson Adebo pick 6.
On which quarterback?
Oh, Gardner Minshew, easy.
Nah.
I'm a Trevor Lawrence believer.
Oh yeah, that's true. King Crawley about to get that tango on Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Yerb.
And I'm very excited for Kevin White.
Winner pick 6. Oh yeah, Kevin White.
I'm very excited for Kevin White. I hope he has a good showing too, a good outing tonight. I really do.
I do too.
I really, really do. So I'm excited. Jameis Winston will start this game. He'll get to run with the ones. And he's going to reportedly run with more starters. Apparently, more starters will be available in this game than last game. But I tend to think that was on
What does
defense.
that mean? Who else?
Well, that's the thing is on the offensive side, the only starters that didn't really go were Deontay Harris, Alvin Kamara, Teron Armstead, and Ryan Ramczyk. I expect that maybe Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk might get a series or two.
Deontay Harris, maybe?
Deontay Harris, maybe. Alvin Kamara is not playing. We already know that.
Good.
Or at least it was reported. Oh, excuse me. On the defensive side, maybe you see DeMario Davis. Maybe you see David Onyemata, Cam Jordan. David Onyemata played last week, but Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams, Malcolm Jenkins. Like, there's more space for that on the defensive side, I think, than there is on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
So I think more so it seems likely that the defensive side is where you see more starters, and you might see the same lineup, as far as I'm concerned, on the offensive side.
Yeah. All righty. Ross, well, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
You want to send us off?
Yeah, we'll be back with you on Wednesday afternoon. We'll talk a bit about this game as well as all the big news across the NFL. It takes place on Tuesday. We'll be with you Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Time here on Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. For Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter, I'm Ross Jackson at Ross Jackson Nola. Dylan, tell him.
Did you go Tigers?